Yeah, we got that inside source, this ain't no cap. Wimby with the cheat code, changing the whole map. SGA smooth with the ISO, make the defense collapse. Cooper flag built different, he ain't falling in the traps. We the source for the game, yeah, we got the game on lock. Best NBA talk, 24/7 around the clock.
Hey, what's going on, Matthew? This is Sean with boxingandbasketball.com, here with my co-host, Matthew Reyna. We're here to give you some more basketball news, keep you updated. And, man, listen, don't be afraid to comment down in the comment section or leave comments below the videos and all that. What's going on, Matthew?
Hey, man, it's been a good start to the week, kicking off my Monday hot, but we are getting off to a little bit of a late start because I was driving back from Austin today to my home in San Antonio. But despite the late start, I'm ready to talk some basketball with you, Sean.
All right, here we have it. Let's switch over here, and we're going to switch over for topic number one. So, Matthew, the big breaking news from today in the NBA tonight is the Buss family selling off the last remaining chunk of the Lakers. That 17.8% stake to the new majority owners, Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. The deal puts the whole team at a crazy $12.5 billion value. And it means the Buss family is completely out after decades of owning the franchise. So what do you make of this huge ownership shift?
Man, Bob Iger, that was the CEO of Disney. He was probably making a lot of money being the CEO of Disney. Because now he can own a basketball team, and not just any basketball team. He can own the Los Angeles Lakers. And Josh Kushner is Jared Kushner's little brother. Jared Kushner is Donald Trump's son-in-law. So, I mean, this is like a...
So he won't be rooting for New York no more. They're going to be rooting for the Lakers.
Man, I'm rooting for not seeing him at any of the ball games. Is what I'm rooting for. But... in any case, it's interesting because these are pretty famous people, but I guess it's the Los Angeles Lakers, so they're going to sell to some famous people. And even the Buss family is, I guess, famous in their own right. But from what I'm reading, Sean, is that Jeanie Buss did not like this at all, and this was forced upon her by her siblings. And you could see it requires 4 of 6 votes, so basically 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's the 6 siblings, and just 4 of them had to approve. And I'm guessing Jeanie was a no, and then all the rest of them were saying yes. And but you know, Jeanie likes being famous. She likes being the owner of the Lakers, or I guess they call him the governor of the Lakers now. That's the word they use in the NBA. Governors, not owners. That change happened a few years ago. And I guess the rest.
I remember that.
yeah. And I guess the rest of the family, all these J's in the family, I guess the 5 other J's said, you know, we're tired of Jeanie. You know, being famous, making a scene, not doing what we want, because the scuttlebutt is that they didn't want to sell to this other guy, the majority owner now, or previously, Mark Walter. So they didn't want to sell to the guy that's selling to Kushner and Bob Iger, and they felt like they were forced to. And now they said, no, let's get out of this business once and for all. We're done with the Lakers. We're done with our sister Jeanie. Get rid of it. We're shedding this asset. We're cashing out.
Listen, many expressed sadness over the potential end of the Buss family's nearly 50-year connection to the franchise, right? Calling it a sad day for Jerry Buss's legacy. Some people online even said, man, Dr. Buss is rolling around in his grave right now.
Looking up at us right now.
Yeah. and that's kind of hard to imagine the Lakers without Buss, you know, name being attached to the Lakers. But this is funny, right? So somebody was talking about, man, can we get rid of Rob Pelinka next? Can he get him up out of there? So man, let's listen. Let's hope this leads to some bigger and better things for the Lakers. Maybe this is what they need to get back on a roll and see what changes in the GMs and all that they make.
Man, who are these people that care about who owns the team and the legacy of the governors, though? You know, that stuff doesn't even matter to me. Like, I can't imagine being a fan and giving, you know, 2 flips about what who the owner of the team is, who the governor of the team is, who's a minority owner, who's got this stake, who's got the 18%.
Well, listen, Matthew, you should, right? Because look at the last thing that happened. What happened to the Dallas Mavs when Mark Cuban sold it, right?
I guess
They
that's
saying
right.
that the owners didn't, or governors, the governors didn't care about it no more. And I mean, let's be honest, it did. Dallas, they go down, man, in the hole. So I
Mhm.
think having the right governors over a team, man, does mean a lot. If they don't hire the right GMs and people in there to run it right.
You're right about that. And even in the case of the Blazers, where that guy doesn't want to spend money,
Oh yeah,
their new owner. So you're right about that. But in terms of whoever owns the Lakers is going to spend money, and it doesn't matter if it's Bob Iger or Jenny Buss. Like, uh, in fact, if anything, maybe Bob Iger is more competent. He ran Disney for like 20 years. He was so good at it when Disney was doing bad earlier, last year. They brought him back to run it on a temporary basis just to try to get some of his mojo back. So maybe this will be a good thing for the Lakers, and they won't do dumb things like hire Darvin Ham.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's switch over to topic number 2. So, Matthew, man, ESPN is reporting that the NBA investigated whether Clippers owner Steve Ballmer was secretly slipping Kawhi Leonard extra cash through team sponsors to get around the salary cap rules. And they supposedly found zero proof, but the whole thing started with Kawhi's big $28 million deal with a company called Aspiration that later went bankrupt, and Ballmer had poured money into the same company. But we talked about a little bit before it came, the NBA is firing back, saying the ESPN story is full of mistakes, and the investigation is still going on, and nothing's official yet. So, what do you make of all this drama? Do you buy the no evidence claim, or do you think there's still smoke here?
I don't know what's going on, man, because usually if there's an article with inaccuracies, the party, especially if it's as big of a party as like the NBA, they usually just ignore them. Like, so they see some story, it gets out there, and you know what they say, real G's move in silence like lasagna. And so usually a big party like the NBA is not even going to respond to like a story with inaccuracies. They're just going to keep moving. Then when their investigation's done, they'll announce the findings. But for them to come out and say, no, this article's wrong, it feels like maybe there's like some fighting going on between their camp and the Clippers camp and Kawhi's camp. And maybe somebody's trying to leak to the press that, no, this investigation's over. The Clippers are in the clear. Kawhi's in the clear. And maybe they're trying to force the hands of the NBA. And by coming out and pushing back against this ESPN story, the NBA is saying, oh, no, no, no. Ooh, no, you don't. Like, you're not out of the woods on this one just yet. And they realize that in this day and age, this social media day and age where, the old saying is that a lie gets halfway around the world before the truth has the time to put its pants on. And that's double in this day and age. Maybe the NBA is like, no, we got to push back against this right away. So nobody thinks we're soft pedaling Kawhi or soft pedaling the Clippers. And so I don't know. I really have no idea what to make of it, because the reporters on that ESPN story, like Ramona Shelburne and like the whole group of reporters on that, are pretty high-end reporters, like top-of-the-line reporters at ESPN that are, have been breaking news for years at that site. And then so for the NBA to take this step to say, no, we didn't cooperate with the story's full of lies, I really don't know what to make of it. I mean, it just makes the saga all that much more interesting. And if you're the journalist that originally broke this story, Pablo Torre, his views are probably skyrocketing right now.
Right. And listen, man, and right now, if you look online, right, and like go through the comments of it, like tons of people are joking about the league didn't want to find anything because Steve Ballmer is one of the richest owners on earth. You got people talking, like people share like leaked footage of NBA investigators trying to find evidence, and it's just like a meme photo of someone looking completely lost or pretending to search.
I know that one.
Yep, and then the investigation turned into a nothing burger because punishing Ballmer would have been too messy. What else they talking about? The Clippers haters are calling it corruption with laughing emojis. And then somebody had like, let's see, Kawhi's total silence, like look in the meme with the smug saying, "I knew they never touched me" type vibe. So, man, there's all kind of conspiracy jokes. Rich guy gets away with it type stuff. But listen, there's some truth that a whole rich guy or rich people can get away with a lot of stuff, though.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But for me, and I think for a lot of fans, at some point now, and especially with this story, then ESPN statement, it's like, how are we regular people that work and have jobs and stuff? How are we supposed to keep up with this and know what's going on when one reputable media outlet, ESPN, says one thing is happening, and then the NBA comes out and says, no, 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 a whole different thing is happening. But meanwhile, it's been a year and we still have no clarity on what's going on. And it wouldn't matter, but since he got traded, two teams are in limbo, and the Raptors are an emerging team. And I think most basketball fans probably fall where I fall, and just I've stopped caring about the details of the story. I just love basketball, and I want to see a talented player like Kawhi apply his trade, get to play basketball. And I'm just kind of past this story, and I want to see him back in Toronto, where some of the best moments of his career happened. And the faster they get this investigation done, the faster they dole out whatever punishments are going to be doled out, the faster both sides can move on, and Kawhi can go to the Raptors, which is really all I want as a basketball fan.
Right, and hopefully when he goes to the Raptors, it all works out for him, man. But everybody knows Kawhi. Listen, you already know Kawhi is a person that don't say nothing at all. So you know he's really keeping the zipper shut on this one. Not a single peep out of him.
Nobody got to worry about him talking.
All right, let's move over to topic number 3. It looks like we have a new sheriff in town, even though she's still in high school. So Matthew, this post is blowing up on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, hyping up Gigi Banks as the best guard in the 2027 class by a mile, calling her like the next Gigi Watkins. She's this 5-star high school prospect who just went viral with a highlight reel from a summer league game where she put up 27 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. Ooh. And I looked her up, man. Listen, she's from Delaware, exactly where I'm originally from. But I think now she goes to school in Virginia because I think they had a better school for basketball or something like that. Matter of fact, let's share this real quick.
I'll play this video while you look it up.
We're going to stream it. All right, I'll play this one first. Well, that's just the picture right there. So let me pull up the one that I want to share. So I have that one, but I am going to share this one, I think. Yeah. This is the one I want to share. Let's make it big screen. And let's check this out.
Hold on. Banks in transition when she's deadly. Oh my God.
Woo! Ooh, high off the glass.
Yep.
We're not getting stopped. Have to stop at the stop. We're killing ourselves.
Got her.
Pringle is a really good defender. Class of 2027.
Nice.
They are just locked in at an entirely different pace.
Oh,
got her.
He's cheating.
Oh, between the defenders.
Gigi is 10 rebounds, 5 steals, and oh my gosh, was she saucy with
look at that.
She floats.
Look at that.
Oh,
nice.
They probably won't understand or feel unless they in the moment.
Like Olivia Miles.
Be ready.
Look at that fast step.
So many chances at the rim for points blank range.
Oh,
look at that pass.
Man.
Downhill, having a good time.
Man, bro, Angel Reese got to get in the lab with her, learn how to make a layup, man.
Yep. So, man, my question to you, Matthew, do you buy the hype that she's already that far ahead of everyone else?
Hey, off that video, I mean, I've watched a lot of young people play basketball. I ain't seen no young person with those kind of moves by the basket. That kind of like
you see those handles? Those are like Kyrie handles.
The first step and the finish, which, you know, at that level, to be beating them girls off the line, but then to be finishing at the rim and sometimes finishing at the rim in traffic. And honestly, some of those passes to, you know, where you get those LeBron or Westbrook assists where like you have so much of a presence that anytime you go in the lane, it opens up another lane for your teammates. And to be able to find those people on the side when you drive the lane, when you dive, I mean, that's pretty impressive, especially at, how old is she? 13, 14?
No. She like 16, so she like a junior or about to be a senior.
Okay,
that makes a senior now.
That makes a little more sense, but still, I mean, the handle is elite, the passing is elite, the finishing is elite. But let me add the caveat that I'm just going based off this 59-second video, so I probably need to see a little more before I sing all these praises.
All right, hold on. I got another one for you. Check it out.
Ooh, look at that crossover. Look at that finish.
Yep. Nice.
Angel Reese could never.
Boom.
And the shot.
Just pull right up. Stop and pop. Oh, you see that? She spun the ball like that. She spun it before she even dribbled it.
I mean, she, I don't know much besides his videos.
Yep.
She looks elite to me, though.
Look at them crossovers. Oh, step back with it too, Matthew. Oh, one-handed pass. Cupped it up here.
Man, I wonder where she's going to go for college. Maybe UConn, which seems to be like a factory for churning out future NBA players.
Bro, wherever she goes, man, they getting something with her, man, for real.
Maybe South Carolina. I mean, there's a few. You would think though that she's gonna go somewhere elite, and then that gives you the test of can you play at that level, but also can you still be the best player on the team when everyone else is high recruits, and can you overshadow other people that were recruited number 2, number 3? So
let's look at it this way, Matthew. Right? What made Kyrie Irving is only 6 foot, maybe 6'1"? Yeah. What made him special? That dribbling and the IQ and that point, like true point guard, dribbling handle skills. So I think she's gonna be like this. If she's as big as the other girls in the WNBA, I think she might be a tad bit on the smaller side. But I promise you, her handles, her quickness, that first step is going to make up for all of that. Like, bro, I haven't seen, and I've seen some good WNBA girls dribble the ball, but I've never seen anybody WNBA dribble like that. Not like that.
No, man. I mean, she's got quite a handle, and she's got to be a junior in high school and have that kind of handle.
Senior, I think she's gonna be a senior now. She's about to start her senior year.
So I'm definitely excited to see what's going on with her, and if her senior year, if it matches the hype, and then where she decides to go to college, and then everything from that, because I think you can get away with being a little bit smaller in the WNBA. Obviously players aren't as big as in the NBA, so you just have to see how she progresses, and when she gets to college, it'll be a big tell if she's the best player on her team, or at least like the second best player on her team. So when she's playing with other elite athletes.
Let me see. What is the average point guard in WNBA? Let me see what it is. See what they come back with. Oh, I should have put average height. Let me see what it gives me anyway. See if it was smart enough to recognize what I was asking it. No, it gave me the points. Let me see. Height. Mitts. 4 point guards. What do you think the average height is while I'm looking it up?
I mean, it can't be that much. I mean, because the post players in the WNBA, like you got to think Angel Reese is an elite rebounder and plays in the post, and she's 6'3", 6'4". So
all right, so I got it right here. Let me see what you say first, and I'll see if you're on the money.
5'8".
Close. The average is around 5'9" for point guards in the WNBA. Some of them, most of them, or they're rated around 5'9" to 6 foot, right in that range. The average point guard in WNBA.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So, okay.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this, man. I'm excited. In 2 years, we should see her in college, man. I'm wondering what college she's going to. And then what WNBA team is going to pick her up. I'm pretty sure she's going to be one and done in college.
But you got to see, because sometimes people are in high school and you see like an elite high school athlete and they don't always turn out in college. And then sometimes they don't turn out in the pros. I mean, the pros is more obvious examples. You have like your OJ Mayos, your Sebastian Telfairs, who still were in the league for a bit, but weren't the phenoms they were in high school. So that's why I'm curious when she gets to college, if she's still one of the better players on her team. But right there, the handle looks elite, the finishing looks elite. And so definitely going to be looking forward to seeing some more highlights from her in the future.
Yeah, and she hasn't even got stronger, got into her grown woman body yet, man. So she's doing this like around 16 years old or 17, however old she is. bro, wait till she really grows into it and gets stronger, bigger, and better.
But
It's gonna be crazy.
you never know because women stop growing before men. So like men might maybe still grow till they're 18 to 21, where women I think it's more 16 to
17,
18.
18.
Yeah. So well, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Right. All right. Topic number 4. Man, we just cannot stop talking about your girl right here, Caitlin Clark. So, Matthew, did you even catch that Caitlin Clark just became the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 700 career assists? Like, she did it in only 83 games, right after putting up her 11th double-double of the season. Like, crazy how quick she's stacking up those assists, right?
Yeah, man. I was watching the game, so I was aware of it.
Oh, wow.
And man, she's playing some of the best basketball of her career right now. Really, I mean, when we think about how much she was struggling, and let me say this about the 700 assists. If you go look at single season WNBA assists, her 2024 season, her rookie year, was at one point the most assists in NBA history, WNBA history in a single season.
Wow.
Until Alyssa Thomas passed it last year. But think about how elite of a passer and a playmaker she is, and especially with her gravity, with those 30-foot three-pointers. I know they miss sometimes, but with her gravity, it opens up lanes for teammates and opens up wide open shots for teammates. And so in her rookie year, she set the all-time record for single-season assists in the WNBA. Now, even if you look at this year, her 2026 season, which is incomplete, is already like the 14th or 15th most assists in a single season in WNBA history. I mean, what she doesn't, she gets a lot of credit for the shot making and, some of the fancy long 3-pointers, and she gets a lot of flack for some of the turnovers, but she's the only creator on that team. And to think about, to be as an elite of a shooter as she is, and to be that elite of a playmaker as well. Mm-hmm. And what I really like this season is that she's not like diving for rebounds and stuff. Like earlier in her career, she was averaging like 5, 6 rebounds a game, but that's not her game. I don't need her banging down low, getting rebounds. And I like that her rebounding numbers have kind of went down this year, while her passing and her shooting, obviously the two facets of her game, like, you don't send Steph Curry down low to rebound, right?
Right.
You don't want Steph Curry averaging 8 rebounds a game. You don't want Caitlin Clark averaging 8 rebounds a game. You want her to focus on what she's good at and leave that kind of stuff, for the big bodies down low and for them glue players down low. Now, obviously, you get the rebound if it's in front of you, but she's doing everything for that team, because you got to think, man, she's averaging about the same amount of points as Kelsey Mitchell, but she's averaging double or triple Kelsey Mitchell's assists on a nightly basis. So she's the one putting Mitchell, putting AB, putting Cunningham in a position to where they can get their buckets. I don't want to put Cunningham's name with like AB and Mitchell. Obviously, there's a different gap. But, I mean, even like Cunningham is getting buckets because of Clark's playmaking and Clark's gravity with the 3-pointers. And she does so many things. And here's the deal, man. I know she struggled to start the season. And Asia Wilson's having another great year, 27-10. So Asia Wilson's going to win MVP.
Yep.
I'd like to see Caitlin Clark top 3 in the MVP voting. I think she deserves it, man.
Okay. And listen, on top of that, let's look at, I got a couple others, right? She became the first player in NBA history to record a 40-point, 10-assist game, where she dropped a career high 45 points and 10 assists in just 29 minutes against the Seattle Storm back in July. That also set the Indiana Fever's franchise single game scoring record. She now holds the all-time WNBA record for the most career games with at least 20 points, 10 assists. She just hit her 20th, and no other player has more than 10. She also leads the 25-point, 10-assist games, 13 in her career. She broke and just keeps extending her own record for the most 20-point, 10-assist games in a single season, already well ahead of everybody else in the league history. No other player has more than 5 in a year. And she reached several combined milestones faster than anyone else, like 1,600 points plus 400 rebounds and 600 assists in just 82 games, beating the previous mark by 20 games. So basically, she's rewriting the playmaking and all-around scoring record books like a ridiculous pace this year, while averaging around 22 points and 8 assists.
22 and 8 on 45, 35, 86. I mean, 45 from the field, 35 from 3, 86 from free throw line. So for somebody that takes a lot of shots, and to be honest, takes a lot of bad shots, she's shooting at a pretty efficient number.
Yeah.
For her game. Like, I mean, if she's shooting 35 from 3 and 45 from the field, then the defense has to respect her no matter where she's at on the court, and that opens up the lanes for her passing. We know she's a great passer. We know she's a bit of a gambler, a bit of a risky passer. But if the defense is having to dive for her, 30-foot three-pointers, then that's going to take some of the risk factor off some of those passes. And then you got Mitchell, who's just a stone-cold assassin from deep, and that's who she's throwing it to. You got AB, who's an elite post player, and you got all kind of role players. I mean, Indiana is a real contender, and Minnesota looks to be the favorite right now. You can never count out Las Vegas because they got Asia Wilson, and then, people say they got the best coach in the league and da-da-da. But Indiana's a real contender, so I think anything less in the second or third round is going to be a disappointment for them.
Right. All right, here we go to topic number 5 and the last topic of the night. We're going to talk about the podcast that happened the other day with Jamal Crawford. I forgot what podcast this was, but basically he said LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards already have this special chemistry where one of them can go off scoring and the other is totally cool, just setting him up and feeding him the ball. So basically, after the Timberwolves traded for LaMelo this summer to team him up with Ant, people are like, man, they're really hyped that their backcourt could be something really fun and unselfish. So what do you think about that? Could this pairing actually take Minnesota to the next level?
Yeah, man, I don't think they're going to be a championship team. I think they're going to be a very good team. But when you're in the same division as the Spurs and OKC, and you got Denver lingering out there, I mean, you could see in any given series them beating Denver. To a lesser extent, you could probably see in them any given series beating OKC or the Spurs, like if all of the stars aligned. But the idea that they could beat 2 out of 3 of those teams on their way to a finals run, I find that a little bit hard to believe. But what I like about what Jamal Crawford is saying and what I agree with is neither of these guys seem jealous. Like Anthony Edwards seems secure in his game, and LaMelo seems so secure in his game, almost to the point of not caring, which could be a good thing, but also can be a bad thing. The thing I would say about both of them is they're so secure in their game that if one of them's going for 40, one of them's going for 50, I do think the other one would be inclined to feed them and play the decoy that night or do what they have to do to draw some attention, get some buckets here and there, but not step on the game. I don't think there will be any kind of internal Kobe Shaq rivalry where if he gets
because I was going to ask you their styles actually complement each other, or is there more of a risk that they both want the ball too much in the same spots? Because I was going to ask you that.
Not in the same spots per se, but there's LaMelo obviously has to be on ball to be successful, but LaMelo's a very willing and creative passer. If not, I was just talking about with Caitlin Clark, kind of a gambler, kind of inclined to some turnovers. But so on a night where Anthony Edwards is going for 60 points, you know who's going to be happy to sit there and stack up 20, 25 assists? LaMelo Ball. I mean, LaMelo Ball has sacrificed scoring at different points of his career, but what I don't think he's going to want to sacrifice is that on-ball aspect, kind of just being the playmaker. I don't think the scoring is the most important thing for him, but being the keys to the car, being the initiator, which I think would be fine for Ant. Ant has played with traditional point guards throughout his career. Mm-hmm. He's played long stretches with Mike Conley, somebody that is an old school point guard, going to bring the ball up, whatever. Now, obviously, LaMelo's not that. But the point is just to say, I watched that series with Ant and the Spurs. He's not playing point forward or point two guard. He's letting other guys bring the ball up most of the time. Then, they're getting it to him on whatever his spot is. And then he's initiating. So I think he's going to be fine, at least, to start. I mean, we'll see how these things go, but I think he's going to be fine with LaMelo being the first initiator of the offense, just as long as LaMelo knows, hey, with the game on the line or with me needing to get my points, you're going to have to find me. I want the ball a certain amount of times, but I think he's fine with LaMelo being the true point guard because Ant's played with true point guards his whole career.
So, Matthew, who do you think benefits more from this partnership? Edwards getting a true point guard or LaMelo finally having a star scorer to play off of?
I think it's a beautiful marriage because Ant, the superstar he's played with the last couple of years has been a defensive, not even a superstar, but the star he's played with the last couple of years has been a defensive star, Rudy Gobert. And so, like, at different points on his teams, he's had Mike Conley getting big minutes, like in his late 30s. He's had Terrence Shannon Jr., who's pretty young and unproven, getting big minutes on his team. And obviously, last season he had Jaden McDaniels kind of emerge, but even before last season, Jaden McDaniels wasn't necessarily like, nobody was thinking like, oh, we got to go run double team Jaden McDaniels. Like, throughout last year, he was kind of thrown into a role and he grew and he emerged within it. But I mean, Jaden McDaniels is in his 6th season, and that was his first year averaging even close to 15 points a game. So this is going to be the first time Ant's played with somebody that can really he's played with Cat. So he's played with Cat, but this is the first time in a few years he's playing with somebody that can really take the offensive load off his shoulders and say, hey, bro, like, take a few plays off. I got something here. I got a couple drives in me here. Right. Or let me set you up with something easy. This is going to be the first time Ant's played with somebody like that. And for LaMelo, this is going to be Ant seems to me like a very disciplined star on the court. Like, he's really about basketball. Like, he really wants to win. And LaMelo is so chill sometimes that it might be nice. I think
he might yell at him a lot on the court. I think Ant, when they get to me, like, yo, bro, what are you thinking? Like, come on, man. Like, why would you make a play like this with seconds left or something like that? I think there might be, it's not that he's going to have like issues with them, but I think he's going to make LaMelo grow and mature in some areas that he's lacking.
I think it'll be good for LaMelo to play with a dog like Anthony Edwards. But you got to remember, Anthony Edwards, like, you hear the interviews with him, the post-game interviews, he seems like a cool dude. He seems like the kind of guy, you want to have a beer with. So I think he wants to win, but I think him and LaMelo are going to get along, and especially when things are going well, they're going to get along. But on the court, when it comes to winning, I think it's good to pair LaMelo with a dog like Ant-Man. And I think it's going to be special, but I have a hard time seeing them getting through everybody in the West.
Right. And the last thing I'm going to say about this is, so LaMelo's injury history is no joke, right? So does that worry you at all when stacking him next to Ant for a full season with the injuries he's had?
I mean, it would worry me stacking him next to anybody, but let's remember he played 72 games last year. So, I mean, that's if you're going to, before that, man, he barely played any of the 3 seasons before, but you got him coming off a season where he played 72 games. And with that in mind, you also pair him with Ant. And like we mentioned, Jaden McDaniels. We mentioned Jaden McDaniels, who also has emerged. So you can give him some rest because it's the same thing. Like, he's going to have a load taken off of him by having like a 1A superstar in Ant and having an emerging young talent in McDaniels. He's going to have some weight taken off his shoulders, and he played almost a full season last year. So he's coming off one of his healthiest seasons. Plus, he's got 2 guys that are going to take some load off him. So I think it's a good situation for him, too, in that sense.
Okay. Got it. All right. Well, Matthew, man, we're just going to keep it short tonight. We got started late. But, man, this top 5 topics were really good, man. So, man, we're going to tell the fans we will be back next Monday. Man, because we have a whole bunch of things going on this weekend. Games are being played in the WNBA. More stuff coming out. And you know what I love about this? You know why we have so many topics now, I think, Matthew? Because now during the off season, have you noticed over 50 NBA players are having podcasts now? Yeah. Everybody's talking like never before. I'm like, man, pre-COVID, who do we have? Who would you say started off the podcast when it came to NBA players?
I think Paul George is one of the big ones. I think JJ Redick. I think Paul George.
I'm talking about like who's really kind of started it first for like the NBA players. Who's like the first one? Like, who jumped up there and really started the first?
I mean, it's those guys, man. Serge Ibaka, where he was cooking with those guys. I mean, that was a new concept where he would cook with the players on his team. Paul George was one of the early ones. I mean,
I'm gonna say 5 years, because that's when it kind of became relevant, right? Really within the last 2 to 3 years. But I just want to see, like, over the last 5 years, like, what are the top people that started it? Draymond Green stuff is going pretty. There's a lot of players right now, right? So Draymond Green started the Draymond Green show November 2021. So that's been around 5 years. Paul George, like you said, Podcast P. That started in March 2023 with the co-host Jackie Long and Dallas Rutherford. Trae Young debuted from The Point in June 2023. Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart started the Roommate Show in February 2024.
Serge Ibaka, 2018.
Yes. So further back than what I thought. LeBron James, he initially started with JJ Redick, and then later with Steve Nash. Matter of fact, I just read somebody today. He just got his own podcast with his golfing and stuff. And when they went on that little, where did they go overseas? They went on tour overseas. They say he got tons of subscribers and stuff now.
Hey,
what was your favorite? What's your favorite one out of all the basketball players?
You know what? I don't watch a whole bunch of them.
Did you watch Gil's Arena?
No, never. The one guy I think is pretty smart that was on a podcast I used to listen to regularly. I used to listen to a podcast called The Mismatch. With the main host was Logan Murdoch, but his co-host was Raja Bell, who used to be in the NBA for many years with the Suns and the Sixers. And I thought he was a pretty sharp dude. I thought that was a pretty good podcast. I mean, I kind of fell off of basketball podcasts because they all went so negative towards my guy Westbrook near the end of his career. But that was one I listened to pretty regularly for a while. And Raja Bell was a pretty sharp dude.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it, man. I enjoy Matthew as my co-host. Matthew, what do you want to say to the fans out there in closing?
Hey, man, I want to say we will see y'all soon. Thanks once again for tuning in. And obviously, there's a lot more stories, like Sean mentioned, with all these players having podcasts, but also with the WNBA surging in relevance. So we're always going to try to have a couple WNBA topics to talk about every week.
Yep, there you have it. Until next time, Sean and Matthew, we are signing out.
Yeah, let's go. Tap in. Like the content, then you better hit the